Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the All About Favor channel. I am your host, Pastor KZ. To all of my current subscribers, thank you for just your continued support. Those of you who have yet to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. At the end of the video, everybody hit the thumbs up, like the video, comment if you'd like, and share the video. You can email me at walkinfavor61@yahoo.com. Please remember I have an eyewear line coming out and I'm representing Ralph Lauren all week. I just want to get to food for thought on this Friday. Yesterday I was very affected emotionally, as I am still today. Y'all, I just want to say this, and I've been talking about seasons all week. I remember going through some very tough times in my life. And I remember my grandmother, God rest her soul, said these words to me. She said, "Baby, it's just your turn. It's just your turn. You're going through a season. But when you make it through this season," notice she said to me, when, not if, but she said, when you make it through this season, and you will. She said, "Nikita, you will grow up and you going to mature and become the woman God has designed you to be." You know, y'all, those words, that was a word for me. Those words she spoke was a word for me. And sometimes, y'all, when people going through a season, all they need to have is a word from you. All they need is a word to make them like get up, or make them believe I'm gonna come through this season. And I want to tell you today that the times that I felt, and I'm giving you a transparent moment today, the times that I felt like I couldn't get through it, the times I felt like I just don't know what to do, I remember those words from my grandmother. And I remember she told me something very powerful. She said, "Baby, as long as you on this earth, there are going to be seasons in your life. But how you respond to the seasons you are in, it's up to you. Some of the seasons you're in will test you, baby. Some of them will tempt you. And some will break you. But you have got to decide if you're going to stay in that season." And she said, "But baby, there also going to be seasons of growth, seasons when you grow up, seasons that change you for the better, seasons that you have seasons of joy and happiness, and you will also have a seasons sometime of increase. So the season never stays the same, but you got to keep getting back up, keep going through it, and keep going on and moving forward." When you're in that season, season is forward movement. It doesn't mean you remain stagnant or you stay there in that spot. You've got to sometimes dig your way out of the season. Sometimes God will send someone to you to help you through that season. Sometimes someone is assigned to you while you're in that season. Y'all, this week's topics went a whole different way than I originally had written them out on my docket, how I was going to present them. But you know what? They went the way the Holy Spirit, just the way it was designed from the Most High. But I still believe I've reached somebody this week. I mean, I can tell I have because of the emails from last night. Y'all, there is no roadmap in this life. There's no GPS in this life, how to navigate through these seasons. But I want you to understand, you will make it through. You will make it through if you keep holding on. And I know I said this on yesterday, but I don't want you to stay discouraged. I know sometimes it's discouraging. I know what it feels like to be discouraged. I know what it feels like to lose a mother. I know what it feels like to lose a father, to lose my grandparents, to lose a sibling, to lose aunts, to lose uncles. I am acquainted with grief. I'm not sitting here telling you something I read in a book. I know what it feels to sit on that first row and listen to a eulogy when they preach your mama funeral. I know what that's like. I know how it feels afterwards. I know how it feels when you look for certain people to show up for you and they don't come. I know what it feels like, y'all, to lose things, to lose people. I know what it feels like to even lose hope sometimes. I know what it feels like to be laying up in a hospital bed and you feel like, Lord, why? Lord, what am I going to do? I am acquainted with sickness, and I'm not just talking about a head cold or a virus. I'm talking about really sickness. I know what it's like, y'all, to be there and you got nothing else left to do but to try to pray your way through it. I know what it feels like to be talked about, to be misjudged, to be mistreated, to be mishandled. I know what it feels like to have people you thought loved you and would support you and be by your side turn and walk away from you, turn and go and talk about you to people who just all over, and have people look at you. I know what it feels like to have people think the worst of you before they think the best of you. I know what it feels like, y'all. I know what it feels like to have people that share your DNA, don't care enough about you to even pick up the phone to see how you doing. I know what that feels like. I've been in those seasons. That's why I can talk about these seasons. Now, when I was preparing these topics this week, I was preparing them based on some emails I had received the previous week, but it quickly went left a whole nother way. But I still believe in what I'm saying to you, that there is hope. Do not give up. Starting today, I want you to go in your secret closet and just begin to pray, begin to meditate, and begin to not only just ask for things, but walk in a state of gratitude, thanking the Most High God, how he brought you through that season. Because he has brought me through some seasons, y'all. And I know what it's like to be on that side, but I know what it feels like to come out on the other side of that season with a testimony, with the praise report. Y'all, I'm here today, not on my own, but because something deep down in me, my grandmother always said, baby, don't stay there. Get up. As long as you wake up, if he allows you to wake up in the morning, there is hope. Don't give up. You are going to come through that season, even if you have to crawl through it, even if you have to take baby steps through it. You're going to make it. And that's my word for you today. That's my food for thought for somebody today. You are going to make it through this season. Just don't lose hope. And God has somebody out there assigned to you. When you feel like nobody cares, somebody going to come to your rescue and show you you can keep going on. I got your back. I'm going to walk right beside you through this. I'm going to stand right here with you. Y'all, I better quit, because when I start talking about coming out on the other side of a dry season, on the other side of a season of waiting, on the other side of a season when you just feel like, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. Y'all, I'm going to tell you this right now. The day that I sat at that church, and I can't tell you what the man of God, what his eulogy was about. But the day that my grandmother, that day she was eulogized, the day my mother, my aunts was eulogized, y'all, I didn't even know how I was going to hold my head up and walk in that church and sit on that front row. But y'all, I know when you're going through that season of grief, and some days it hits, you never get over that. You feel that the rest of your life. But you know what, y'all? He always puts someone in your path. Someone is always there. If they do nothing but just put their arm around you and embrace you and say, baby, you're going to be all right. You're going to make it. Sometimes that's all somebody need to hear, y'all. When they're going through a season, you're going to make it. You're going to be okay. And do you know the words you speak to someone, it could be what they need to hear. I think I said this in a video a few weeks ago. Sometimes the words that you say to a person can help them or it can tear them down. Be careful of your words when a person going through a season, because they already feel bad enough. And what they don't need from you is to come there judging them and bashing them down more. Well, I told you this was going to happen. Oh, I knew how this was going to turn. They don't need to hear that, y'all. They feel bad enough. What they need is something to uplift them, something to encourage them. So on this Food for Thought Friday, be an encourager when a person is going through a season. Not a person who comes in and critique and judge and say, I told you so. Be an encourager on this Food for Thought Friday. Thank you for watching. I will see you back tomorrow.